decided to go ahead and hit this again. Take a look at him. This is the guy Houston police are looking for. They say around 3:15 on Sunday, a guy hopped up on a table in the middle of the food court, not the, you can tell I'm hungry, I'm thinking about food carts. Hopped in the middle of the table, said he was going to kill himself, dropped a bag. People freaked out because of all the things that have been happening over the past couple of weeks. You know, El Paso, Dayton, Gilroy, caused chaos. 2 people were hurt. Well, the guy ended up taking off, like the last story, into some apartments, and police haven't caught him. So if you recognize this guy, give Houston police a call. They would like to have a few words with him. Houston police are also, they're busy. They're looking for the people who tried to break in, well, who did break into a gun store. That's not the craziest part of the story. What's wild is the owner of Full Armor Firearms says this is the 30th burglary in 8 years that he's had this business. This is along the Katy Freeway in the Energy Corridor. Now, the criminals didn't get anything because this has happened so often. The owner has all of the guns locked up, and he watched it all unfold on those cameras and called police. But this happened just after, the latest burglary happened just after 2:30 this morning. But the owner's really frustrated and basically said, get a real job. I love this quote. Get a real job. You're willing to work at night, work as a team, you wear a uniform, you do all the things a normal person would do at a job. Why don't you just get a real job? That's a good soundbite there. Hopefully they ease up, especially now that they've learned there's nothing accessible in there. They're not going to get anything. Those are all the local stories we've been covering. I'm going to hop now to a couple stories that we've seen reports of kind of all over, kind of in the southeast quadrant of the country. This is a weird one, but you've probably seen reports of it over the past couple of years. The latest cases are in North Carolina, but people are buying baby formula, taking it home, replacing it with flour and sugar, and then returning it for a cash refund. In North Carolina, it happened to a mom who says she bought her formula at Walmart. She says she didn't realize there was anything wrong with it until her baby started getting sick, because those babies aren't supposed to have wheat, you know, the formula is very specialized. So totally terrifying for moms. This mom notified Walmart, and Walmart says it has a policy that it doesn't put any returned products back on the shelves, but they are looking into this. But again, this isn't the first time it's happened. There have been cases out of Arizona. A woman there pleaded guilty to tampering with baby formula. She replaced it with flour and sugar. This was all part of a huge ring that made about $500,000. So a warning, if you're buying formula, really anything these days, make sure it is sealed and that seal hasn't been tampered with, especially something like formula that's so expensive anyway and so important. Very, very strong warning. There's not really any good news in this little mini update today, and I apologize for that. These are the stories you're clicking on, and I'm sorry, because the next story we're moving on to is a warning about blue-green algae in lakes, ponds, even rivers, coastal areas. You can see it. It's being blamed for the deaths of several dogs here in Texas, in Georgia, in North Carolina. The problem is it's toxic, so if the dogs ingest it even a little bit, they can start showing symptoms in less than an hour, and those symptoms are deadly in a lot of cases. The dogs will start throwing up, they get shaky, they get real weak. We have a whole list of the symptoms to watch out for on khou.com. That's what you guys are sharing right now, because we've seen so many of these cases. And the latest one was in the Guadalupe River. A woman took her little toy Australian Shepherd over there, and she says in 25 minutes they noticed something was really wrong. They got her to the vet as fast as they could, but it was too late and they had to put her down. So just be on the lookout. One of the things you'll notice is those mats, like you see in this video. Also, it smells. Humans shouldn't go in it either. Humans can get sick if you ingest it. It can be deadly to humans as well, but it's much more potent for our little pets there. So just a warning.
Hey, Brandy.
Yeah.
Can you recap the violent carjacking from overnight. We had some audio issues when we first started out.
Oh, you bet. Sorry for you guys just tuning in. Apparently, Jaime just said we had some audio issues for that top story. But let's go back to that video. Yeah, this is something that happened about 8 o'clock last night in West Houston along Woodfair. So a guy pulls up to a gas station, leaves his car running, his wife in it. He pops into the convenience store. Well, a would-be carjacker sees the opportunity, jumps into the car, tries to steal it. The car's owner runs out of the convenience store, jumps on the hood of the car to try to keep the guy from stealing his car with his wife inside. The carjacker ends up crashing the car into a van, pinning the car's owner there, and police think he might lose his legs because of kind of where the crash happened. So the owner of the car is in the hospital, so is his wife, who was in the passenger seat, and the van's owner, the van that was crashed into. As for the suspect, they still haven't found him. He ran into some apartments, and they haven't been able to track him down. Very, very, very scary. That's the recap there. Sorry for those audio issues. We have them from time to time. Technology, it's fun until it's not. We don't really have any social conversation starting stories, Jaime.
No, not really. I think people are really concerned, obviously, about this situation with the baby formula.
Yeah.
You know, why does something like that get put on the shelves, you know, after it's been returned? You know, it's
And
a
Walmart
food
says
item.
it doesn't. It has a policy against that. But obviously, this has cropped up multiple times. In fact, the video that you saw, that Infamil, that was from when CVS pharmacies recalled it last year because of the same issue. They were having multiple instances of flour turning up in baby formula containers. It's so dangerous. I think these people maybe don't realize what they're doing, that they're putting these babies' lives at risk when they're doing it. They just see it as a quick money-making scheme.
Right.
But as a parent, that is so terrifying because a lot of these kids aren't so, well, no kids are supposed to have wheat. That's not supposed to be introduced in their system that early.
Very scary.
Yeah. Yeah, so just another reminder, check for sealed goods. Always make sure that stuff is sealed tight.
And definitely people are scared about the situation with the algae and its effects on their pets. You know, that's just, you know, it's really scary. You know, I guess maybe people aren't really thinking about it. You know, and just the fact that it could, you know, have such an impact on their pets so quickly.
That's the thing. It happens so fast, and the dogs don't even have to be swimming in it. They can just, you know, you guys are out on a walk, go over, take a quick drink. That's all it takes. So just be very, very vigilant about that stuff right now. This is the time of year when we see a lot of those algae blooms, especially in central Texas. That's where a couple of these deaths have happened. A lot of times look for moving water. That can sometimes keep it from developing. But you look, those little pools, those little stagnant pools is where you're going to see this stuff start to form.
People are asking in regards to the formula, like, you know, what are these people doing with the formula that they're stealing? Are they reselling it, or, I mean, that just seems kind of strange to be buying formula like.
Well, they're getting the refund.
Oh, okay.
So they buy the formula, they take it home, they basically skim it, and then take that and return it for cash.
Gosh.
So they're still getting some formula out of it, and they're getting the full refund.
Oh. How horrible.
Yeah, yeah. Do want to leave you with the forecast. Hey, guess what? We've had 5 days hitting 100 or hotter, and this is probably going to be day number 6, according to Cheetah.
Oh, make it stop.
I know. Like one of our managers, Jen Cobb, tweeted earlier today, we love Cheetah. Sometimes we don't really like what she says. And this would be the case. We also set another record. ERCOT, we set a record on Saturday, and then we set a record on Sunday, and then we set a record yesterday for energy usage. So nothing to worry about right now with blackouts or any of that. We didn't hit the threshold for that, but something to be conscious of as this heat shows really no signs of letting up.
Now here we park in the parking garage, but have you ever noticed when you leave here how fast the temperature on the thermometer, like in your car, how quickly it goes up when you get outside that garage. Like it's ridiculous.
No, because right now I have so many other lights blinking at me that's like the last thing I'm looking at.
Oh, no.
I am out of gas. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I leave work today, and apparently low tire pressure. That's all I was focused on this morning. And with that, we will leave you until the 2:15 update. Have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.